Well, let's get some more analysis on this now with Samuel Ramani, who's a researcher at the University of Oxford. He joins us from the UK. Welcome to the program, Samuel. Now, the report is quite damaging for the Houthis, who accuse the Saudi-backed coalitions of committing attacks in civilian areas. What sort of reaction can we expect from Houthis to this report?
Well, I think that the Houthi reaction is likely to be disparate and fractured. Mohammed al-Houthi is likely to emphasize that the Houthis are responding towards more defensive policies, it's a defensive reaction to a Saudi war of aggression on their country. But he'll also keep the door open probably towards more negotiations and return to the ceasefire that Oman just announced. But other more militant members of the Houthi movement, like Mohammed al-Bukaiti, who runs domestic affairs, might engage in more caustic rhetoric towards the United Nations Special Envoy's office and towards Saudi Arabia, and might even incite more drone and rocket strikes onto Saudi territory. So I think that there won't be one Houthi reaction, but a variety of Houthi reactions varying in degrees of aggressiveness to this report.
And we know the armed conflict in Yemen has killed and injured thousands of Yemeni civilians since it began. With the release of this report, do you think Saudi Arabian-backed forces will justify their campaign against the Houthi rebels?
Well, Saudi Arabia will probably justify this because they have a very different view, whereas the Houthis view the targeting of economic and infrastructure areas in Saudi Arabia as legitimate targets because they support the war effort. The Saudis clearly view this as a violation of international law and as an attack on civilians. So I think that this will lead to more Saudi airstrikes and will further bolster Faisal bin Farhan, the Saudi foreign minister's claims that the Houthis are acting in bad faith, both with respect to the security of Yemen and with regards to the peace process.
We know that Iran is a staunch supporter of the Houthis. Won't the findings of this report damage Iran's credibility in the region with respect to this conflict?
So even though Iran has a very tight plausible deniability narrative about its supply of missiles and arms to the Houthis that dates back from the start of the war, within the region and within Saudi Arabia in particular, Iran is often blamed for everything that the Houthis do, from the Marib offensive to the drone and rocket attacks on Saudi territory. So I doubt that this will do much to change Iran's image because this has already been factored in. This is already an assumption that Iran was involved. But it might certainly, in the United States, act as yet another blow to a return to dialogue on the JCPOA. But I think the reaction from the Iran side will be more from the U.S. rather than from the Arab world and from Saudi Arabia in particular.
Okay, Samuel Ramani from the University of Oxford. We'll have to leave it there, but thank you again for joining us.